Hello, dear learners. Welcome back to the Learner's Deck. Before we begin today's chapter, let's take a moment to think about something very special. Our parents spend their lives caring for us, guiding us, and helping us become better human beings. But have you ever thought about the people who once cared for our parents in exactly the same way? Our grandparents are the roots of our family. They are living treasures filled with memories, experiences, wisdom, and unconditional love. As they grow older, their steps may become slower and their memories may sometimes fade. But their love for their family never grows old. There comes a stage in life when those who once cared for everyone around them need care and understanding in return. Today's chapter beautifully reminds us of this truth. So let's dive into the touching and humorous story, Vitamin M by Asha Nehemiah.
We are introduced to Ravi, a young boy, his caring mother, and his elderly grandfather, whose forgetfulness has become a growing concern for the family. One morning, Ravi's mother is arranging medicines for Grandpa when she suddenly says that someone should invent a special medicine called Vitamin M to improve the memories of elderly people. She says this because Grandpa has become forgetful with age. Recently, Grandpa had accidentally taken a double dose of his medicines and had even lost his way while returning from a walk. These incidents had made the family worried about his safety. Only a month earlier, Grandpa had been living independently in his own small brick house. He loved his peaceful home, especially the large mango tree in the garden. He often spoke fondly about the calm surroundings, where even the sound of a falling leaf could be heard in the evening silence. However, one evening he slipped and fell in the garden. Since nobody was there to help him, he remained outside throughout the night. After that frightening incident, Ravi's mother decided that Grandpa could no longer live alone and brought him to stay with their family in the city. Although the family loved him dearly, Grandpa was unhappy about leaving his home. He disliked the crowded city and missed his freedom. He especially disliked being treated as though he were helpless.
Before leaving for work one morning, Ravi's mother reminded Ravi once again not to allow Grandpa to go out alone. She was worried that he might get lost or meet with an accident. After she left, Ravi suggested playing chess. Grandpa was an excellent chess player and often amazed Ravi with his extraordinary memory when it came to famous chess matches. He could remember strategies used by world champions and details of games played many years ago. Ravi often wondered how Grandpa could remember thousands of chess moves but sometimes forget ordinary things. Soon, Grandpa announced that he wanted to go to the nearby shop to buy a Tamil newspaper. Ravi immediately offered to buy it for him, but Grandpa felt offended. He suspected that everyone was treating him like a child and trying to stop him from going out. Not wanting to hurt his grandfather's feelings, Ravi allowed him to leave. However, he was worried about his mother's instructions. After thinking for a moment, Ravi decided to secretly follow Grandpa from a distance to make sure he remained safe. Thus began Ravi's detective adventure. Grandpa's first stop was the children's park. There, he bought a paper cone filled with peanuts and sat comfortably on a bench watching children play. Meanwhile, Ravi hid behind a bush shaped like an elephant. Unfortunately, a small child noticed him and came over curiously. When Ravi tried to keep the child quiet, the child's mother became suspicious. She scolded Ravi and behaved as though he might be trying to lure her child away or cause trouble. Poor Ravi was terribly embarrassed and had to make a hasty retreat while hoping that Grandpa had not noticed any of the commotion. Grandpa then walked to a tea stall. Ravi hid behind a banyan tree to keep watching him. But even there, he was noticed by street vendors who kept questioning why he was hiding. Feeling embarrassed, Ravi moved again and continued his mission. From his hiding place, Ravi carefully watched Grandpa enjoying himself. To his astonishment, Grandpa drank a sweet cup of tea, ate
2 bananas, and then happily finished an ice cream. These were exactly the foods that were banned at home because of Grandpa's health. Ravi could hardly believe what he was seeing and knew that his mother would have fainted if she had witnessed it. The adventure continued when Grandpa crossed a busy road. Ravi's heart nearly stopped as he watched vehicles rushing past. Thankfully, Grandpa crossed safely and entered a barber shop. A little later, Ravi saw Grandpa heading towards a bus stop and boarding a bus. Determined not to lose him, Ravi rushed onto the bus just before it pulled away. Inside the crowded bus, Ravi spotted Grandpa's familiar yellow cap. Relieved, he pushed through the crowd to reach him. But to his surprise, the man wearing the cap was not Grandpa at all. The stranger explained that an elderly gentleman had kindly gifted him the cap because the weather was so hot. Ravi immediately realized that only Grandpa would be generous enough to do such a thing.
Now, Ravi was truly frightened. He searched everywhere but could not find Grandpa. He visited places Grandpa had been to earlier and even tried calling his parents. As time passed, his worry grew stronger and stronger. What if Grandpa had really become lost? What if something had happened to him? Filled with fear and guilt, Ravi finally returned home. As soon as he entered the house, he heard a familiar sound. Grandpa was peacefully asleep in his room. The relief Ravi felt at that moment was beyond words. Looking at his grandfather's wrinkled face, Ravi suddenly realized how much he loved him. He noticed the lines on Grandpa's face, the smell of shaving cream and eucalyptus ointment, and felt a deep affection for the old man who had become such an important part of his life. That evening, when Ravi's mother returned from work, Grandpa casually mentioned that Ravi had disappeared during the day instead of staying home to look after him. Ravi felt embarrassed but remained silent. Then came the biggest surprise of all. Grandpa presented gift-wrapped parcels to Ravi, Ravi's mother, and Ravi's father. Everyone looked confused. It wasn't anybody's birthday.
Then Grandpa reminded them that it was actually his birthday. He explained that he always gave gifts to the children in the house on his own birthday. At that moment, Ravi's mother realized with embarrassment that she had forgotten her father's birthday. Smiling mischievously, Grandpa remarked that perhaps she was the one who needed vitamin M for her memory. Ravi opened his gift and found a wonderful book titled The Best Detective Stories. Grandpa then made a playful comment. He said the book might teach Ravi how to become a better detective and, more importantly, how not to get fooled while following a suspect. Immediately, Ravi understood. Grandpa had known all along that he was being followed. The story ends with Ravi wondering whether the twinkle in Grandpa's eyes was innocent or mischievous. Dear learners, Vitamin M is much more than a story about memory. It is a beautiful reminder that our grandparents deserve love, respect, patience, and understanding. Age may weaken the body, but it cannot diminish a lifetime of wisdom, experience, and affection. Through Ravi's adventure, we learn that caring for our elders also means respecting their dignity and independence. The story gently reminds us not to take our grandparents for granted because the time we spend with them and the memories we create with them are among life's greatest blessings. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Learner's Deck. Your support encourages me to continue creating meaningful learning content for all of you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep spreading kindness. Happy learning.